I'm Jim Inzero. I'm located in Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey, and I am an artist that works in beeswax. I always had a fascination with the curriculum of sculpture, fibers, clay, illustration, drawing. So a lot of that sort of developed my technique into what I paint now, which is with beeswax. I got into beeswax when I was in Mexico on vacation. I learned about it in college, but I never understood the process of melting beeswax and applying it to a canvas or a panel. And this artist, Eshwan Winding, she showed me how to use the medium. We went through her house and she had these paintings and she allowed you to touch them on her walls. And I felt an energy with that. And I want to make that connection with people viewing my art. It's in a setting where people get intimidated. They're not sure what to do in a space or a gallery. In a lot of galleries, you're not allowed to touch art. The beeswax is impervious to your moisture, the oils in your hands. So you can touch them. You can feel the energy in them. When you're a child, you want to touch everything. So where did that stop? I don't want that to stop with my art. I want you to be one-on-one with it, personal, talk to it, touch it. You need to interact with art. It's important. The encaustic style, also known as the beeswax, hot beeswax, is a form of melting beeswax with a pigment and with some resin. I gather all the raw materials from scratch: the beeswax, the powder pigments, the resins, the plywood, the birch veneers, sometimes poplar, whatever's available and whatever doesn't look warped or anything. I put them together and then I start to set up sort of a production with the frames. So I'll do a frame, put together, and I'll make frames for the whole day. Once the frames are complete, sanded, and ready to be painted on, then I bring them up to my studio where I start to use the beeswax, the resins. I start melting that. I use a skillet and I melt all the elements into the skillet and then apply it with a paintbrush onto a wood panel. It's as simple as that, but the process is a layering technique. So I apply the medium down on the wood panel, and then I apply another layer, and then I fuse it with a blowtorch. And then either it's a seascape or a landscape. It's determined at that point. I don't predetermine when I'm going to be painting unless it's a commission for that sitting. So it's so unplanned. It's not a traditional way of painting with a palette of different colors, and you use these different colors to add contrast and highlights and tones. It's something that I've never seen before with oils or acrylics. And then you can go back into it, which I do. If I don't like a piece, I go right back into it. And it's a really great medium. When I walk my dogs, I'm around the water area, so I do go to my area to look at the water, but it's more in my mind's eye. I don't go out there and I have to capture this shot or capture the sky or the way the water is. It's almost like a sense of being when I'm painting. I want to be where I'm painting, that's where I want to be, and not necessarily where I go. But I'm influenced every day driving over the bridges and seeing the skyline and sunsets and sunrises. My senior year in college, my major was interior design and architecture, and I wanted to become an architect. That was my dream. So from school, I went to work with an architect. We did a lot of work for Johns Hopkins University, and I did that from 1995 to 2004, and then I completely lost interest in working as an architect. I love architecture, I love design, but what drew me was the art. I started getting a lot more feedback in art with my paintings. And that was something that I fell in love with. The people that purchase my pieces, it's like my extended family.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing? Come on in.
Hi, how are you?
Have you met Tony?
How are you?
Nice to meet you. When I get selected to do a commission for a house, I love to go visit the home. I love to see where the painting is going. I love to get feedback from the couple or the person, individual, and get their energy. Do you like the greens in it?
I love the greens in it. I love that light blue. I think that's pretty outrageous. See, I think that's great. Even if it's
The energy is important to me because it conveys a sense of what I'm going to put into the piece. It reflects their personality, and it reflects my response to their personality. Seeing the piece, seeing the space. We're near water all the time, so I love to see their views and where they're going to put it. When they ask me to place it somewhere that's prominent in their house is a great thing for me. It's a trophy.
All right, have a great day today and a good weekend.
Thank you, you too. I have a fortunate situation where I get to watch people in my gallery respond to my works. So by listening to what people love, I focus on that. I focus on the strengths of my work and develop that. And that pushed me further to look into a certain style I needed to be able to paint all the time. There is a lot of direction I can go with in caustic. The beeswax just wants to push itself. I'm still developing it, but I'm getting to an area where I'm really happy with my pieces and the direction I'm going. The reward of painting is being able to paint every day. And being able to place my pieces in people's homes. That's the reward that I truly get from painting. I get to daydream when I paint. That's, to me, it's sort of like a dream for me. I can't explain that in a way that makes sense, but as an artist, if you could paint or you can draw or you could take a photo of a subject that you love, that's the reward.